What's up guys, it's Lord Botha here with another video, and this video is going to be covering some Helldiver news. That's right, Helldivers 2 is in the news again, and this comes to us from Video Gamer. It's entitled Helldivers 2 drops to less than 10,000 players for the first time ever. Helldivers 2 has seen one of the largest falls from grace in some time. The game managed to sell over 12 million copies in the first 3 months of its release, but now it sees just a fraction of that amount jump on to bring democracy to the galaxy. This is the case for many games, and most have their shares of ups and downs. With lack of major updates outside of new weapons and stratagems, there is very little to keep players engaged long term once the endlessly repeated missions grow tiresome. And now Helldivers 2 has fallen to its lowest point ever, dropping to less than 10,000 players for the first time since the game's launch in February. And as you can see here in the figure that they show, it dropped to less than 10,000 players in that time. We had an all-time peak, of course, here of almost 500,000 players. Now, the article does go on to admit that this was around 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so a lot of people were asleep here in the United States and on this side of the world. And I would venture to guess that a lot of the countries that were scrubbed from being able to play in the great PSN debacle were from the Far East and Eastern Europe, which means that a lot of people who would normally be up during that time and be able to access and play the game couldn't access and play it. Still though, that is a sharp decline in players over this time. Even now, if you look at the charts, you can see that the player count fluctuates between about 30,000+ and a low of around just over 10,000. And when we look at the numbers, you can see the percentages too, the high losses over the previous months. If I'm the Helldivers 2 developers over at Arrowhead, I would think about starting to push the panic button. The truth is that article was correct. However much we want to blame the PSN debacle and deplatforming certain countries from being able to play the game, yes, that took a big chunk of players away, but still, again, the normie players are just checking out because there's nothing new to draw them to the game. And what makes that specifically egregious is that they promise players the moon, essentially, in this game. They promised them to deliver so much, and the game would be so expansive, and they were going to build on it so much, and yet they have failed to deliver on any of that. And all they've delivered on is stratagems, skins, and weapons updates. And we still don't have the PSN requirement taken down. We still don't have any updates on the Illuminate, the new big bad that's supposed to have come a long time ago, right? And has been teased for a very long time. And if these developers don't do something soon, don't do something major soon, I think we could see this game averaging in the 5,000 to 10,000 concurrent players. But those are just my thoughts on the subject. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you listening to all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.